Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast. I want watermelon so bad. I'm YouTube famous now. I laugh because it's so stupid, and I'm reminded of that on a daily basis. Coming to you, what is it? What do I say? I don't even know anymore. Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Rock on gold dust. I went to a party last Saturday night. I didn't get Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night. And wouldn't you love to little mashup there for you. Okay, let's get into this video. We're going to talk about James Charles today. I also want to talk about this other person in kind of reference to this. We're going to talk about James Charles' new look. Did you hear? James Charles is going to be exposing a new look. That will be so interesting. That is, oh my God, it's front news, isn't it? But we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about how James is kind of indirectly being brought into some drama and what we think about all of that. And then I also want to talk about another YouTuber, the girl in the van. Do you know who I'm talking about? Yes, a lot of people have been talking about this girl in the van. So I want to talk about her a little bit on here too. So anyway, let's get into this. But before I do, I have two shout outs I want to give out. The first one is to Britt. Britt reached out to me. Well, actually, she put it on her Instagram story. Oh my God, it made me feel so YouTube famous. And she said that she would love a birthday shout out today for her 33rd birthday. It is today. Happy birthday, Britt. I hope you are having an amazing birthday. 33, I don't remember. Oh, yes I do. I'm that old. 14 years ago, oh my God. But 33 is a good year. Enjoy it. Have the best year of your entire life. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. The other person I want to reach out to is, or shout out to, is Emily, whose sister Elaine reached out to me. Now, Emily's birthday is not today, okay? She's getting an early birthday shout out. Her birthday is actually, I think it's this Saturday. She said the 18th. I don't know when the 18th is. Well, whatever that is, it's Emily's birthday. So everybody chant with me. Happy birthday, Emily. I didn't hear you, okay? One more time. Happy birthday, Emily. Okay, one more time. Happy birthday, y'all ain't nobody. Now, nobody care about you. They don't know who they are. I do, though. I love you. Okay, so let's get right into this. So here's what happened, okay? So if you don't know what you don't know is a lot, there is a group of LGBTQIA+ YouTubers who are suing YouTube because they feel as if their channels are being unfairly demonetized because of the tags that they use in the videos, because of the content they post, because they are part of the LGBTQIA+ community. Okay, so this is all over the news. Now let me just tell you, I watched Karina Kaboom's video about it. I watched Philip Franco's video about it. I watched somebody else's video about it, somebody I'd never seen before. And then I read like the article on Forbes. I read the article on NBC. I read the article, I read every article that there was out there. There was like 10 articles, and it's basically all the same thing. So whoever wrote it first, they're copying and pasting it. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, some of these people up in these news stations, they ought to just get fired, don't you think, for stealing stuff? I think it's just rude in the nature all day long. So anyway, if you have never been to one of my videos before, listen, we just sit around and drink coffee. Anyway, so I'm looking to try to find information about this because I'm seeing all over Twitter, somebody tagged me in it and everything, that James Charles is being implicated in this situation because what they're saying is, and I have the article pulled up. I don't think I have it pulled up anymore, do I? No, that's when he revealed his new look. But they were saying in there all of these things that have been really unfair and that they had been requesting YouTube's help for a long time. And they are in return asking for monetary reimbursement for what they haven't made on their channels in quite some time. But they are also asking that YouTube change their algorithm or change the way that their channels are affected by this, okay? So James Charles somehow has been pulled into this. Now I have to tell you, I literally read, no lie, probably 8 articles that said all the same thing. And not in one article did it mention James Charles. Not in one article. But I did get tagged in something, and that was linked to an article, I think a blog post or something, about how somewhere in this whole thing, James Charles is being used as an example. That he can post things, of like his outfits at Coachella that, are rather risque to some people, and on and on and on. And he isn't demonetized because of it, and his channel isn't affected affected by it, whatever. They're also saying that because they're not allowed to have ad revenue on their videos, that means the platform doesn't push them as much, and then their channels suffer because they can't grow because their channels aren't pushed as much, if that makes sense. You know, and it's an interesting conversation to me. Like, this has been going on, or this conversation has been going on, honestly, since I've been on YouTube. And, I have to say, I have some feelings about this. It's interesting, you know? Like, I know that if I tag my videos certain things, it will immediately get demonetized. It's just a fact. I'm just telling you, okay? That if I tag it things that are within the LGBTQIA plus community, it'll immediately get, demonetized. I know that. And I have seen that happen. In fact, on my vlog channel, which rarely ever gets demonetized, I post a vlog every day, about an hour. Okay, but anyway, just go over there and watch it. People say it's like a podcast. I'm getting t-shirts that say that. But anyway, I know some people hate when I say that. I don't really care. But anyway, it's a new day. It's a new day, let me just tell you, okay? Glamour shots. Okay, so anyway, but you know, like, that channel never gets demonetized. It never gets flagged or whatever, right? But like last year when I was in Mexico with my husband, we did a lot of videos together, and he's sitting in there, and I would put like gay couple or LGBTQ plus couple. That was it. I used all of my same tags plus those two, got demonetized immediately. And I'm like, this is really interesting to me, right? So if you want to be part of that community and you want to speak out about whatever you want to speak out about, you can't have those channel tags, you can't have those video tags and whatever. Well, what's really sad about that, right, is that, like, let's say if you're a part of the LGBTQIA community out there that's looking for guidance. You know, a lot of people today, a lot of younger people especially, are saying that they found the guidance that they needed to come out through YouTube, through the stories of YouTube, you know? And I remember back in the day, if you guys don't know who Zach Garcia is, The Adventures of Zach and Bea, and his husband, Alistair, they are just one of the most fantastic couples, and they are just two of the neatest guys in the entire world. Well, when Zach and I, we talked back in the day, and we, still talk every once in a while. He's just a really genuinely nice guy, and I think a really good example, you know? And one of the things that he said back in the day was he encouraged me to do a coming out story, because he said, it is important for other people to hear your coming out story, because every one of our stories is different, or something like that. And I said, nobody cares what I have to say at 45 years old. And he goes, you don't know that there's not like a 45-year-old or a 50-year-old out there that is still in the closet that will relate to your story, and it will help them. And I did it because of that. And I don't really, in all honesty, I was gonna look. I don't know if that video was demonetized. I don't know if it was demonetized. I don't remember. But I talk in my videos all the time about being married to my husband, listen, I must not be any real threat, okay? I'm just saying to YouTube. They must not care about me. I don't know, just being my married old self up here with my husband. We are going to Las Vegas, though, next week. I cannot wait. Okay. So anyway, just living with my dogs in the Midwest, or like, it doesn't matter. So anyway, but it is interesting to me, and I've heard this for quite some time. But then my question is, it's like, I know a lot of people don't like James Charles, and I have some issues with his past and things like that he's done, and not taking responsibility for, and on and on and on. But, like, the thing that's interesting to me is that he is always the go-to villain in this, which, like I said in my video yesterday, listen, 2019, new day, okay? Like, I'm just gonna say it how I say it. There are a lot of YouTubers out there that are not maybe at his level, but in the LGBTQIA plus community that talk about being LGBTQIA, that their channels are not affected as well. Okay, for example, James Charles is not the only one. I think it's fair to say, there are many male beauty influencers within that realm that identify within that community, or within our community, that, their videos aren't tagged. So, it's interesting to me, and then you look at, like, people like Hannah Hart, okay? Hannah Hart's videos aren't tagged, or aren't demonetized, not as far as I'm concerned. Now, Tyler Oakley, he's really struggled on his channel the last couple years, because I think that he started doing some different things. He started doing more activism and things like that, and his channel's changed up, and I think people think this isn't the same Tyler Oakley. But when I watch Tyler's videos, they're monetized. When I watch Kingsley's videos, they're monetized, Nikita Dragon, she identifies as trans. I haven't seen her videos demonetized. Gabriel Zamora, he shot his ass off in a video. No, Taji, no. But his videos aren't demonetized. It's not just James Charles, right? So then it makes you wonder, well, why are a select group being demonetized and the other ones aren't? And I really don't have the answer to that. I don't know. And the sad thing is this, is that I long ago stopped tagging my videos those things. I was like, I'm not really making my videos about that anyway, so why tag my videos about that? I mean, I'm not, like on my vlog, I'm a dude driving around in a car. It's just really not that deep, okay? You know, and on here, but the thing is like, if you were looking for that, if you were looking for like, because one of them is, it's a lesbian couple as part of this lawsuit. If you were looking for another lesbian, you know, a couple, because one of the comments I get so often is, thank you for you and your husband, you know, thank you for sharing your story, because he does do Q&As with me. And I don't know if I tag it in there. I think I do tag it gay couples sometimes, and I think it does get monetized. I don't know. It's not like anybody's making no money off of Q&As anyway. I mean, let's just be for real, right? But you know, it's like, if they're looking for that, and then these people are frustrated because for some time they have been living off, I don't know. But here's the thing, right? Is it's like, why is James Charles the only one that's being brought into this? Because he has a super huge channel? Well, there's a lot of other people out there too, okay, that have super huge channels. So I'm just like, it's interesting to me, and maybe I'm wrong because I could not find the information where James Charles had been brought into it. I looked at Philip DeFranco's video and he kind of talked about it. I love Philip DeFranco, I do, okay? I absolutely love Philip DeFranco 100%, but he don't know how to disclose. I'm just gonna tell you right now, okay? He threw an ad for a watch right up in the middle of that video, as well as put an affiliate code underneath. He didn't disclose this is no affiliate code. He didn't, nothing. Girl, it didn't happen in the first 2 minutes of the video. I was like, you need a lesson from some of us junky drama channels out there, okay, that know how to disclose. I'm just saying. So anyway, but I'm like, you know, watching his video, and he didn't really say a whole lot about it. It was literally only half of his video, and then he goes on. Well, you know, YouTube is an interesting place today. And for me, I think maybe I don't see a lot of this because I just like to make my videos. I like to go to IKEA and try the meatballs. That's what I did yesterday on my review channel, you know? I like to sit outside and maybe read a meditation on my Peterisms channel or talk about the book that I'm reading from my book club. It's just not that deep, right? Or over here have my opinion. But I think it is different when you look at it that way. And, you know, I think that there's a bigger picture that's going on here that maybe we're not aware of, and I don't know, you know? YouTube is, right now, the largest streaming network in the world, okay? Not to mention they're with Google, so it's like, they have the monopoly on that. I'm thankful that YouTube gives me a platform to post my videos on. I really, really do, you know? I'm thankful for that. I'd love to sit down with that Susan Wojcicki. I don't know her name, okay? I don't know her. If I say, hi, Susan. Girl, it's so good to see you. I'll come over and sit down. We'll go to Chinese buffet, Susan. Susan has all these big YouTubers up in these videos that she's doing these interviews with them. I think Susan ought to go to the Chinese buffet with me. Don't you think? Hashtag Susan and Peter at the Chinese buffet. I think that's what should happen. Listen, I tell her some things, but first I would say, Susan, thank you so much for giving me the platform. You know, yes, I do think some things are unfair. I do, okay? But I think in any work environment that you work in, there's probably things that are unfair. I don't know, like, there's hairs flying around. I mean, things could be worse, Jaclyn Hill. So anyway, but I mean, you know, like, so anyway, I don't know, like, how I feel about it. It makes me really, really sad. You know, it makes me sad that we live in a world where people have to today, you know, they have to, like, be careful of what they put out there when they're just putting out there just their life. And I feel like in 2019, you know, it's like, I don't know. It seems like, you know, when you live in the world as long as I have, and I'm not even that old, and you look at it and you're like, okay, we've taken 20 steps forward, but now we've taken 5 steps back, right? And it's just like, let people be people. Just let them be people, right? And the thing that's kind of stupid to me about it is, I don't understand, is are you really making more money off your ads than you would off of these LGBTQ plus people? That if you could get LGBTQIA ads placed specifically on their videos, I'm telling you, sometimes I make a video up on here and there's not LGBTQIA friendly ads on there, and I'm just like, people message me all the time about it. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about it? I don't have anything to do with the ads that go on here. So anyway, you know, it's just, the whole thing is very interesting to me. But there's a lot of speculation about YouTube as a corporation and what YouTube is doing, and I haven't even gotten to talk about why. Okay, so let me tell this story really quick and then I'll talk about that in a second. So James Charles, while I'm looking through all this kind of stuff, I don't find anything about him in these articles that were written. Spirit finger. So I didn't even put on my chapstick, and I've been talking so much. So if James Charles, my dogs sometimes, they like to put on the chapstick too. But anyway, so if James Charles is involved in all this, I haven't seen it in anything. I don't know where it is, right? So anyway, did they name other people? Could you put it in the comment section below? Because there's a lot of YouTubers out there, right, that identify within the LGBTQIA plus community that their videos are monetized. It's not just James Charles. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that was just the example they chose to use because it's a huge example and all this kind of stuff. The other thing, but I wanted to say was when I was looking up this article, I found James Charles, okay? Now, he apparently put this picture out. He thought he was putting it on his friend's story or sent it to his friend or whatever. But here's the picture right here, okay? Now, can you see there's a little bit of blonde bleach right here? Is he making his hair change? I will tell you, no, I won't say that. Okay, but whatever. I suggested to James one time, I said, you need to do a drastic hair change. I said, if you did a drastic hair change, it would change the world. Oh, no. It was so funny. But anyway, now maybe he's going to do a drastic hair change. He'll probably just have this spot right here blonde, and the rest of it will just be the same poof. Anyway, but, so then he put this picture out right here, okay? I don't know which one came first. I got this all from We the Unicorns, which I will link their website below. They actually, I think, also have a YouTube channel, but I got my information from them. So go check them out, We the Unicorns. I love to read their articles. And it says, I can't wait for tomorrow's video, OMFG. Okay, so then, now I will tell you what's funny is when you Google James Charles, and you go down, like where there's like, people also ask, do you know what the #1, I just put in James Charles, because I wanted, in the last 24 hours, I wanted to see, what if James Charles was trending because of this, you know, lawsuit or whatever. And when you put in James Charles and you go down, it says people also ask, first question, why is James Charles famous? I don't know. That's the mystery, I guess. Okay. So then you go over here and James tweeted out and he said, OMFG, I'm so effing stupid. LMAO. I tried to post that on my close friends and wasn't paying attention. So apparently this was a mistake. But apparently James is going to have some big hair reveal tomorrow or something like this. It's interesting to me because it's almost like, you know, okay, and that's kind of fun drama, right? Like, that's kind of, I miss those days. Don't you miss those days of fun drama back in the day? So anyway, but I do. Oh my God, I miss those days of it just not even being that deep, right? So anyway, but I almost kind of wonder if this wasn't concocted, right? To get people even a little bit more excited. Because if you see the blonde, then you think, oh my God, this is drastic, right? But if you just see the blue thing over it, it's like, okay, whatever. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that, but you know, the interesting thing to me is that, you know, YouTube today is like this huge corporation. I think we know that. It's probably, I think it's like #2 or #1 or #5 or it's somewhere in there, okay? As far as like the highest trafficked websites in the entire world, right? And I actually could look it up, but I'm not going to. I don't care. It's in the top 5. I just know that. So anyway, but you know, what's interesting to me about that is, do you not think, like, we could sit here and get all weird about this, and this is all because I have this YouTube channel called Peter Likes Books. This is basically my marketing day today. But anyway, I also have candles that are listed below if you want to go buy one. It's an affiliate link, and I get a certain little coin if you go buy it. It's all transparent underneath there. So anyway, but you know, it reminds me of this movie back in the day that I saw called Looker, and I loved this movie. I was obsessed with it as a kid. It was about all these models, and they wanted to go in, and they wanted to get this plastic surgery done, because if they got this plastic surgery done, then they would be a perfect 10, right? Well, what they didn't know is that the company was actually using them to clone them, because then if they cloned them, they didn't need these models anymore, and they could make all these commercials and everything about with using their clone, or like their computer clone, and they would just get rid of these models. And by get rid of, I mean kill. You wonder why a 10-year-old Peter Monn was obsessed with this movie. I want to be one of those models. I was like, listen, I'm going to be me a perfect size 10, not size 10. I'm going to be a perfect 10, and then guess what? Okay, you ain't going to get me, okay? I'm going to be making some coin on the commercials. But that movie was so funny. But I always thought about that. There was always like, nothing is what it looks like. Do we really think that YouTube doesn't have, you know, psychologists, scientists, researchers behind the scenes? I mean, this algorithm that we talk about, it is not just, I mean, and listen, this is not because I've been listening to Coast AM for the last 10 years, okay, which I have. But this is not just because of conspiracies and all that kind of stuff. Do we really think that YouTube isn't doing research studies behind the scenes? Are you kidding me? About content that people are putting out there, and if we push this video and we don't push this video and whatever. For example, what's this girl's channel name? I'm gonna make sure I get it right. Her name is, she's the girl in the van, y'all know who I'm talking about, Janelle Eliana. Now, this girl has had so many people talking about her, okay? And interestingly enough, there's not a lot of videos about her out there right now. And in fact, there's not a lot of videos even on her own channel. There's only 3, and she has 1.7 million subscribers. And that's what people are speculating, right? They're like, how does this girl have 1.7 million subscribers, and she has 3 videos, and the first video that she posted 1 month ago. Her very first video that she ever posted got 7.4 million views, and it's van tour, solo female traveler, Peter lives van life, okay, with her snake. She lives with a snake. I think the snake's name is Liberace or something. And then the second one is called How I Shower Living in a Van. Now, that one got 13 million views. So apparently 13 million people care about how this gal is, I don't know, cleaning herself up in a van. I could care less. I don't understand this van life. I really don't, okay? But it's going to get me 1.7 million views. I don't know. I'm going to go live in a shoebox or something. You know, I don't know, telephone booth. You know, Peter lives in a telephone booth, 14 million views. Who cares about this girl showering in a van? It's just not that deep, okay? Get a bucket of water. And then, why do I live in a van Q&A, 4 million views? That was 2 weeks ago. Well, what's interesting is that everybody started coming to her channel because they supposedly were getting subscribed to her channel with no knowledge about it. I mean, if you go underneath the comments on the first video, it's like, how am I subscribed to this channel? I've never heard of this girl and this is her first video. And it's like, same. I don't know how I'm subscribed to this channel. I don't know why this channel was recommended to me, but I like it. I don't know why this channel was recommended to me, blah, 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 blah. This channel literally blew up millions, okay, overnight, right? And everybody's like, I did read a couple articles about this, and it was like, well, it's because, you know, she had a huge following on Instagram. No, she didn't. I looked, okay? She had about 100,000 followers on Instagram, and she's only been doing her van life for a year over there. Yes, the pictures are pretty, okay? It's Pinterest friendly. I ain't on the Pinterest. I don't like it. It makes me feel insecure about my life, okay? It makes me, I'm not Martha Stewart. Go off, kick rocks, Pinterest, I could care less. But anyway, but apparently people love her, okay? So it's interesting, and I still get comments on a daily basis from people that say, I was never subscribed to James Charles. I have never subscribed to him in my life, and yet I looked and I'm subscribed to him. So it makes you wonder, what is YouTube doing? Is this a research study that they're doing out there? Are they just trying to find out, like, what's the retention on people that just automatically get subscribed to people? Do people look at their subscriptions? Do they not look at their subscriptions? Hell, I don't look at my subscriptions. If a video comes up in my subscribed, and I'm like, I don't even think that I subscribe to them or not. You know what I mean? But I will tell you, this has happened to me. YouTube just recently, they recommended a video to me, and I said, I said this in a video, I don't care if I ever see another person's video, this person's video again in my life, okay? Again. I didn't even know they were still making videos. And I was like, psh. So anyway, and I'm like, how am I subscribed to this channel? Is this a cruel joke, YouTube? So listen, okay, I ain't buying it. There's something going on out there. I don't care, okay? But could you just let me in on the potluck? I mean, I'm just saying, okay? If you're giving away free subscribers, just hand some over to me. I don't care. Give me 20, give me 40, okay? Listen, okay? Back in the day, everybody accused people of buying subscribers. I said, listen, I'm not buying no subscribers on my channel, okay? What I have is what I have. And then when I look at it, I know what I have. I know that's the people that like me, or a lot of them that don't like me, right? This other thing that came up, you know, was talking about comments on the videos and things like that in this lawsuit, and that's a true thing. You know, it's like, it's interesting what is allowed and what isn't allowed, and you can block it on the keywords and stuff like that. But how do you, like for me back in the day, how do you block the whole sentence, your voice gives me cancer? Can you imagine a crueler statement? Somebody said that to me back in the day. I was like, well, you know what? Today I love my voice. It's part of who I am. The whole thing makes me very, very sad. But do you guys think, okay, so this Janelle girl, people are speculating that YouTube is possibly using her for research, or it could be something to do with the 2020 election. People are also saying, I don't know, listen, okay? But I am going to call up in the Coast to Coast AM, and I am going to tell George Norrie, is that his name? I am going to tell old George, I'm going to say, hey, listen, okay? Not that art guy, he passed on, that was so sad. But I'm going to call George, I'm going to say, hey, listen, George, yeah, this is Peter Monn from Indianapolis, Indiana. George, now listen, you need to get up on the YouTube and you need to look at this girl, the van life girl, Janelle, I don't know her name, but it doesn't matter. You'll probably subscribe to her. So anyway, he needs to look into it, conspiracies of the world. Anyway, I love you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.